iMedia Summit for having me here. It's an absolute honor to be in front of so many marketeers. Beginning my journey, professional journey in finance, it always excites me when I spend the day with marketeers, so it's a really nice day for me here today. Just so that I get a sense of our audience, I'd like to just hear how many of y'all are hearing about Nykaa for the first time here today? Okay, so we have some names, so we have some work to do. And how many of y'all have heard about Nykaa before? Okay, quite a large number, thank you. And finally, how many are customers of Nykaa? Okay, some, more women than men. So we now have launched a Nykaa Man site, so hopefully we'll do justice to men. So I think I'll just take you through, a lot of questions get asked to me, like why Nykaa, how did I thought about the idea and stuff like that. So before I jump into the presentation, I'll talk a few minutes about that. So I was a long-term career finance person, having done institutional broking and investment banking for many years, 19 years at Kotak Mahindra. And Kotak Mahindra was growing very nicely. I was well positioned in the firm. But having been a banker, I met a lot of entrepreneurs and promoters, and I saw that they had passion for their business ideas, which in early phase, no one believed in it. And typically, investors would, I went around looking for money for Ronnie Screwvala when he wanted to build a Disney-like studio, or even with PVR promoter Ajay Bijli trying to say that he wants a multiplex chain in India. And they were just naysayers, and most of the investors never believed in their dreams. And it was like, India will never support so many multiplexes and stuff like that. So at that point, I realized that, much against popular belief, these entrepreneurs had complete belief in their vision and they wanted to build it. And my own journey also came out of that, where almost like a rebel, I was itching to find a business idea that no one believes in and then build it up and prove to the world that, look, this can work. So when I started Nykaa, which was a multi-brand retailer for beauty, beauty is a very small business in India at that point, because I think it has not been handled well. Beauty is a long tail inventory business, and in nascent phase of growth, it's hard to get it going. And I think e-commerce provided that opportunity to support it in the early stage of growth. So beauty was a small business and most people didn't believe in it. And they said, even I think in 2012, even e-commerce was not such a great word. I think that's the time when Flipkart had not even got funding. So no one believed in e-commerce, and if you were doing e-commerce, you might as well do electronics. Beauty didn't make any sense. Fashion was a second choice, but I did believe that beauty, if it is such a big business in international markets like Japan, Korea, US, it can be a big business in India if done right. So with that conviction, we jumped in. So I'll just share some now, the presentation. So today, Nykaa has become India's largest beauty retailer in a short span of about 5 years of commercial journey. And we chose the name very carefully. What it means is that, Nykaa is derived from a Sanskrit word Naika, which means the woman in the spotlight, like actor and actress. So actress is someone who's in the spotlight. And with that, we came up with our message for women, which is to empower them. And basically, we tell women that learn to dream and pursue your dreams, and it will be a good journey. So with that, we decided to bring the best of products along with information so that consumers can make the right choices to empower themselves. Sorry. So this was our first ad film, which kind of gives the same message that today women have it good. We thought very hard about it. You know, there are a lot of negative news about women not being treated well in the society, but on the whole, we felt that these are good times for women. They're able to pursue their dreams, they're able to make their choices, and with that, we came up with this ad. And just talking a little more about Nykaa, what we stand for is, you know, we rest on three main ideals of curation, content, and convenience. And we did believe that e-commerce, first and foremost, was about assortment. So we came up with a very exciting assortment. Today we have 1,000 brands and almost 100,000 SKUs. And we still endeavor to bring the best of what the world has to offer. So we go far and wide to LA, to Japan, from LA to Japan, to you know, Korea, to Europe, convincing brands on why they should come into India. So we do a lot of hard work for our customers and try to give them the best collection. We also did believe that beauty is all about education, and to make the right choices, customer needs to learn how to use the products. It doesn't learn more about the products, uses and benefits of the products, as well as how to use the product. So from early times, we put a lot of content all over our website. So in early days, again, the belief was that don't hold up the customer, you know, from entering the website. Customer should be able to leave in few seconds or less than 1 minute, and they should be completing the transaction and moving on. And against that, we believe that we must provide them a lot of content. So we put content right in the middle of our website, on listing pages, on product pages, all over the website, so that consumer could engage with the content. And from early days, customers were spending 5, 6, 7 minutes on our website, which we thought it as very positive engagement, and we knew that that will eventually translate to sales. We saw that only 30% of our customers convert on day one of entering the website, and the remaining 70% come back as many as 20 times before they convert. But we were patient and we didn't mind those statistics, so we encouraged that kind of behavior, and we allowed customers to come repeatedly to learn more on the website, and eventually, you know, everybody says that eventually engagement will lead to business, and I think that's what we saw. And of course, on the convenience side, we made it very convenient for customers, whether it was the intuitive nature of the app or whether to track their order, to be able to, and the delivery had to match the best in industry, which was Amazon. So on that side, we worked to be the best, but on the other areas, we made our own, own standards of what we wanted to give to our customers. So just talking a little bit about where Nykaa is today in terms of the Nykaa dashboard. So having launched in April 2012, and commercial site was launched about 9 to 10 months later, today we finished the financial year 2018 at a net revenue of 570 crores, and this year we will touch about 1100 crores. So it's been a very fast growing company and a very large retailer, and especially in beauty, I don't think any beauty retailer has gone to this size and scale. Typical beauty chains were capping out at about 100, 200 crore, 100, 130 crore revenues, whereas we are now touching the revenue run rate of about 1200 crores. Some of the other statistics on number of brands and all I talked about, we get 24 million monthly visitors, of which about 8 million are unique, 24 million is visits, whereas 8 million is unique visitors. And we have had 7.2 million app downloads, of which about 2 million are monthly active. And like I told you, customer spends about 8 minutes on an average on the website. We do believe in omni-channel. We believe that while we value the digital nature of our business, we need to be there for customers when once in a while they want to come into our store. So we are rolling out stores. We are at about 21 stores now, and the plan is to be at about 45 stores by March. So we'll continue to support our store expansion, and it'll be truly what they call today new retail, which is basically the retail driven a lot by data, technology, science, so that the customer experience is amazing, which we heard in earlier sessions that that's how customers want it. Our average ticket size has always been very healthy at about 1,300 rupees, in fact, moving towards 1,500 rupees. And we have more than 7 million customers in our database, more than 4 million social media following, and reach of social media is as much as 50 million. And we use all of it. So I'll talk a little bit about who our customers are and how we address them. So I think we very early on realized that we had 3 types of customers. The best one for us and most valuable is beauty aficionado. These are young to middle-aged girls who are very stylish. They know exactly what they're looking for. They're very educated. They're very knowledgeable. They're very with it, on point, as you call it. They read and write blogs. They continue to educate themselves. And they are very excited about new launches and ready to try new launches. And they tend to be less price sensitive. So we do everything. These are, of course, our most valuable customers. And we do everything to cater to them and to protect them. The next one, and that's the biggest segment, is Makeup Newbie, which is at the corner. These are little younger girls, 19 to 24 years. They are a little bit, not yet matured, and as a result, they're learning in life, and they're excited about either their college or social life or their first job, and they are trying to learn. They're in this learning phase where they're trying to learn and improve themselves. And they tend to be a little more price sensitive, discount driven, and also they tend to be very much online because they believe that online gives them the best choice and also prices. And then the third type, and a little more older women, and there are a lot of those also. They are 23 to 31 years old, and they are usually working women, well educated, and moderately beauty conscious, and has some regime. She tends to be short on time, very value sensitive, and not very discount driven though. And we talk a lot to our customers. I'll talk about some of the other initiatives later, but we also survey our customers. And as we survey our customers, we did a very large 10,000 consumer survey to understand and give us feedback on what they like about us, what they don't like about us. And as we did this survey, it was quite evident that most of our customers, 90% of them, value variety. And that's where the match came in, that we build the business with believing that curation and assortment is important, and that's what our customers are valuing. Also, the fact that Nykaa we were inventory led, and because of that, we only offer genuine fresh product, and I think customers saw that and differentiated us vis-a-vis our competition based on that, because they were marketplaces and sometimes customer experience on quality of product received was not good. So I think that was a big, unique competitive advantage, which I think customers recognize. Of course, customers like deals and discounts that we offer. We don't discount from our own pocket. We didn't want to follow the e-commerce practice. So we work with our brand partners, and we do discounting based on what brands want. So there'll be brands like MAC, which they don't discount at all. So there'll be 0 discounts, and there'll be brands that'll be ready to support 20% off or 30% off, so 25% off. So whatever brands want to do, we execute that. So we always say we are brand partners following their philosophy. And also, ease of navigation is important, and Nykaa scores high on that. Delivery, of course, we need to be high on that, but there are challenges once in a while. Now with the rains, the way they've gone recently, it's been a big challenge getting parcels across, because we cater to 19,000 zip codes across India. And content and curation and education have also been very important part of our PEG, and customers recognize that. The quest for beauty is quite complicated. I think the purpose of showing this chart is to say that the customers are kind of influenced by a number of things. They are there on social media, they're there on YouTube, they're watching YouTube, they're on our site, they're learning on our site, they are seeing the banners, they're seeing our mailers. So there's a whole host of avenues that we can use. And we measure them, and I'll just give you one example. It's for one brand. For other brands, it could be very different. So for a particular brand, which is one of our largest brand, typically, if we wanted 100 customers to visit the brand page, we had to influence them at least 2 touch point each customer. So about 200 influences to get about 100 visits to the brand page. There are brands for whom this could be as many as 300 or 400. And these are across our various touch points. And just some data, like we, at least, I think that number is about 20 people would have checked our social media posts. Another 70 would have received our app push. We now have a lot of customers on the app. About 75% of our orders come on the app. So that's why this is high. 43 people would have searched for that product on Google. Another 24 people would have seen a YouTube video. 44 people would have seen the Nykaa banner while browsing through the website. And 15 people would have opened the Nykaa mailer, which also serves the purpose of educating them on what's new on the site. And with all this, about 200 influences, about 100 visits would come, and then there would be a conversion of between 2 to 3%. So one has to work very hard to get there. And also just learning a little bit about, we use all this to understand what is the persona of each customer. And this is not just, like earlier I told you in general what the Nykaa customer is, but this kind of data we have for each of our customer, that what is the kind of social engagement they have, what are the kind of, on the CR, the cart on our website indicate what kind of product she's using. So we do a lot of analysis of the carts on our website. Also what she buys, so that's further to purchase. Also her social graph, her age, her whether it's a male, female, whether she's a working professional, and whatever information we get from the social. And also path to purchase, like how did she visit various paths before she bought on a product. And also page views, what did she browse on the website. And all this translates to a unique customer persona on our site and in our system, in our digital ecosystem. And we use all of this to market to them. And I think one of our big success has been that our CMO sitting here, and I credit him and his team to do this really well for us to be where we are. Beyond the lead, the content builds the further relationships. So we go to new mediums to get the customer to the website, and then we embark on a journey to educate them, to motivate them, and to facilitate sales. So to start with on educate, we use social media, YouTube, and Beauty Book, which is our blog, to create a need for beauty products. We make them want to own the beauty products. And then further, and of course, there's also on-site curation towards that. We have a lot of listicles, as we call them. And we also use bloggers, which is a favorable ecosystem of influencers. Next, we move to motivating them. So special curation of new launches, exclusive launches, top trends is all done, including live videos, as well as curated collections on the website. We have lots of stores like liquid lipstick store or foundation store, and we also do a lot of editors' picks. So what are the editors' choices? What are the trends? So there's a lot of content facilitating motivation, celebrity looks, and mastering those looks. So this, we believe that each of these, which is what we call them, our curated stores and our expert guides, increases the chances of conversion by more than 100%. So we use a lot of them. And then finally, to facilitate, of course, the reviews and rating on the website. And we also now have a community called Nykaa Network. Within a short time of launching the community, we have more than 300,000 people who are on the community. And there we go then to further facilitate. And we also give a lot of product recommendation, but we also facilitate through a number of what we call as guides. So these are called buying guides. So there is a buying guide about how to use correct, contouring and correction. And so there'll be a lot of buying guides. Like there's a buying guide about, Maybelline foundation and how to select that. So for our brands and for our generic guidance, we do a lot of what we call as guides. They're called buying guides. So we've used all kinds of influences and finally got customers very excited. And social media is another big lever for us. We have 1.6 billion impressions, 252 million users that we make every month using our social media handles. So we have a big following on Facebook, also on Instagram, and we use other social media channels like YouTube and others also. And together we achieve a lot of, reach 52 million users every month, and that creates the top end of the funnel. And using all the other three levers, we continue to educate and motivate them and nudge them towards a purchase. And this is, we also use display marketing, which is not on our social media in the internet universe. And this display impressions, we get about 1.2 billion targeted display impressions to beauty shoppers. And this helps us also achieve a good returning customer number, because many of our customers sometimes, they know about Nykaa, but they're not thinking of makeup, but the display reminds them to come back to Nykaa and buy something. So this is fully programmatic and yet dynamic basis external environment. And there's a lot we do in this area to get the customers to come back. So these have been the big important pegs of our strategy. And just to say that, of course, I didn't mention, but we also use Google search a lot. And we have more than 90% impression share on Google search for top 100 beauty brands. And for our dominant brands, it can go up to even 95%. And we don't give up on that. We see this as important to us. And our assisted to last click conversion ratios are also 3:1 on Google. Also on Google now we do deep linking so that customer searching can go straight to our app. So there's a lot of technology behind supporting all this. And through this we create awareness. We believe in the whole funnel concept, so we create awareness using mediums like display, YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. Further consideration using influencer program, Instagram as well as Google search and PLA. And then acquisition through Facebook, Google search, PLA and app install. And retention through display retargeting, app re-engagement, as well as CRM tools. So it looks very complicated and everything is there, but we actually do that. We use each of these mediums for each of the consideration sets. And finally, all this strategy has clearly improved our customer cohort. So this is very valuable data that I'm sharing here. What this does is that this is giving you a monthly cohort. So if you go to the first line, April 13, we had acquired all of 527 customers who had bought, the first purchase was 4,15,000. And so that cohort we can ignore because obviously it was a very positive cohort, must be consisting a lot of my friends. But I think if you look at little later cohort, we used to get about 9 to 10% of customers coming back again in the same month, which is month 0, and about 10 to 15% coming back after that. Now that whole thing, if you look at the second half of the table, more recent cohort, as many as 20 to 30% come back in month 0, and another 20 to 25% come back every month after that. So you can clearly see improvement pre and post strategy on our consumer cohort, making our business far more valuable. And as we also get a lot of repeat customer purchase. So now about 65 to 70% of our website purchases are from repeat customers. And this trend has been increasing, ever since we decided to really pay attention to everything from CRM to display to, all the tools to keep re-engaging with our customers. So re-engagement is important for us, and overall mix is about 75% is unpaid traffic thanks to this great cohort, and only 25% is paid traffic. And obviously the sources are for unpaid, it's organic, direct, CRM, content marketing, and for paid, we continue to use social media paid, which is Facebook and Instagram, as well as Google and some display. And obviously conversion of repeat customers is always better. So 5% conversion on unpaid traffic and 3% conversion on paid traffic. And of course, AOV also are slightly different. We continue to build Nykaa Cosmetics as a brand, and we try to be different. So when we were launching our liquid lipstick, like every brand has a liquid lipstick, and we were like, now what will we do that will be different? Every liquid lipstick is called Icon, Trophy Wife, those are the names everybody uses. So we said, why not use Indian girls' names inspired by Indian cities? So we came up with a campaign which recognizes various cities where our customers reside. And we came up with names like, the girl from, the girl from, we use names like Noor, and we use names like Boho, we use names like Guwahati, we use Delhi, Mumbai, then It Girl for Bangalore girls, Madras Kapi for Chennai. So we came up with an interesting name that honored the city and the girls from that city. And we use actually Nykaa Army, as we call them. These are all Nykaa girls who model for it. So it had a very good real feel to it. And this campaign did really, really well. And we, of course, use 360-degree marketing strategy. I'll just show the, these are the various, this was the first round, which was 10 colors. Then we had another 8. So we had a lot of fun doing this, Mishti from Calcutta, Maharani from Jaipur, Khoobsurat from Gujarat. So we, we came up with a very interesting campaign. And I'll just share the video with you.
Listen to Billy had told a badass, some may have style or class. We rock, we rule, we roll. Don't need no one to open the door. I know where I wanna go. Don't wanna have on it though. You know I'll leave in me world. You just watch and see. Now listen to me, miss. It could have fabulous. I'm just a coin, brain, smarts and beauty. So little hiccup, stay strong, keep the fight. No matter where we're from, diversity is always right. Mayhem, Mary John, we walk to be number one. We walk to different beats, but we still roll our streets. Right now, yes. Right now, yes. Right now, my time is right now, yes.
So, like you can see, the brand is very authentic, very genuine, and very inclusive. And I think that was important to us, and I think that's what this video tried to capture. It's all about all of us women in India. It's very important to us that we relate to that. And I think that's what the brand is trying very hard to achieve. And I think we do it through our range of products, we do it through our communication, and we do it through our pricing. And it's very important for us that the brand is not, I was hearing about this yesterday also, that today's brands, it's not about being those aspirational brands, it's about being brand for the real women, and I think that's what our positioning is. So just a little bit more about the marketing of this. So we obviously indulge in 360-degree marketing strategy using Instagram influencers. So we had a campaign which we of course promoted on digital as well as on TV. TV very little, but then we also use a lot of Instagram influencers. And further, we also would do this in terms of our 360-degree marketing, including our CRM, which will say, if we knew that customers had it in their cart, there would be a message would go that you can't get it off your head. So I think a lot of that, a lot of other, recommendations on our site, we would send it to them that this is what other customers are saying. We tend to have lots of rating and reviews, and we use it not just for Nykaa brand, but even for our other brands like Maybelline, Lakme. If there are positive review ratings, we will share them with other customers. And Chrome notification on site pop-ups for makeup visitors who exited the site. So a lot of strategies were used to make this really big with a very limited budget. I think we must not have had if any of the big consumer company hears our budget about this, they'd wonder how it can even be done. But yes, with very limited budget, we achieved like almost 5 million revenue on day one, and 3,000 units of the product top shade was sold, and overall sales of about 2 crore for this launch. And this is very significant. The brand, this is in a month, and the brand is right now at a level where this is almost 20% of the brand sale. So to achieve that out of one campaign was quite formidable.